2025 Oscars race today.
Always an exciting time.
It is, and we're focusing on a film that's really shaking things up, especially for Brazil.
Definitely a lot of buzz around this one.
Yeah, I'm still here. It just got a Best Picture nomination.
Huge.
The first ever for a Brazilian film, which is pretty incredible in itself.
A landmark moment for sure.
And what makes it even more interesting is it's based on a true story.
Adds another layer of depth, doesn't it?
For sure. It's not just a fictional story, it's rooted in a really specific part of Brazilian history.
The military dictatorship, a very dark period.
Exactly. And I'm Still Here follows this woman, Eunice Paiva.
Her search for her husband who disappeared during that time.
And it's not just about the disappearance itself, it's about
The impact on her, on families, on the whole country, really.
loss, resilience, trying to find the truth when everything's so uncertain.
The director, Walter Salles, he's known for that kind of storytelling. Really nuanced.
Oh, he's brilliant at capturing the emotional core of a story.
And this one, you know, he doesn't shy away from the political side of things either.
You really feel the weight of the dictatorship, but through this very personal lens.
Exactly. It's not a dry history lesson. It's a human story.
Absolutely. And Fernanda Torres as Eunice, she's just phenomenal.
Oh, her performance is powerful. Gives me chills just thinking about it.
She really embodies that struggle, you know? The strength, but also the vulnerability.
Oscar buzz is well-deserved for that one, I have to say.
And it's fascinating, right? Because her mother,
Fernanda Montenegro, nominated back in '99 for Central Station.
talk about a legacy. A mother-daughter duo, both getting Oscar nods.
Speaks to the talent in Brazilian cinema, for sure.
And Salles, the way he uses close-ups in this film, it's really effective.
Oh, yeah. He knows how to create intimacy. You feel like you're right there with Eunice.
It adds to the intensity of her performance, too. You're drawn in completely.
No surprise that this film is getting so much recognition.
Best Picture nom, obviously, but also Best International Feature.
And Best Actress for Torres, as we said, well-deserved.
But it's not just the Oscars. It's been cleaning up at other awards, too.
Venice, Sao Paulo, it's making waves internationally.
And it's interesting, right? Because it hasn't been without controversy.
There were some boycott attempts. Certain groups felt it was too critical of the dictatorship.
Which just shows you the power of this film. It's sparking conversations.
Challenging narratives, forcing people to confront a difficult past.
And it's finding its audience globally, too, not just in Brazil.
The box office numbers are impressive, especially for a film like this.
Over 13 million already on a pretty small budget.
Highest grossing Brazilian film since the pandemic? That says something.
People are hungry for this kind of storytelling, clearly.
Stories that engage with history, that make you think, that feel real.
All right, so I'm Still Here is a critical hit. Audiences love it, but how does it stack up against the Oscar competition?
Oh, this year's tough. A lot of strong contenders.
Emilia Perez is the one everyone's talking about. 14 nominations.
Unprecedented, really sets a high bar.
Then you've got The Brutalist and Wicked, both with 10 noms each.
It's going to be a tight race, that's for sure.
So do you think I'm Still Here has a real shot at Best Picture? Or is it more about the recognition, the impact it's already having?
It's a long shot, gotta be honest, but just the nomination is huge.
Yeah, it puts Brazilian cinema on the map in a big way.
And regardless of whether it wins, it started important conversations.
About Brazil, about dictatorships, about truth and resilience.
A film acting as a catalyst for dialogue, it's pretty powerful.
Definitely makes you think about the impact art can have beyond just entertainment.
Especially when it tackles sensitive topics like this.
And the success seems to be happening alongside a wider trend.
Brazilian cinema is having a moment, gaining international recognition.
I'm Still Here. Could be the tip of the iceberg.
A new wave of Brazilian filmmaking finding its place on the global stage.
I'm excited to see what comes next, that's for sure. So we've talked about, you know, the awards, the history, the filmmaking.
Technical stuff.
Yeah, but now I want to really get into the heart of I'm Still Here.
The emotional core, yeah.
What is it about this film that just grabs you?
It's that weaving together of the personal and the political.
That's a good way to put it.
We see the dictatorship, not through like big speeches or battles.
But through Eunice's eyes.
Her husband's disappearance, it becomes this metaphor.
Her whole nation's pain, right.
Exactly. It's not just a plot device.
It represents a real trauma, a chapter in Brazil's history.
The film doesn't sugarcoat it either.
You see the brutality, the fear.
But also, and this is crucial, the resilience.
Eunice never gives up, even when it's dangerous.
That determination. It's inspiring.
And Fernanda Torres just nails it. You feel every emotion.
Grief, anger, but that inner strength too.
It's a performance that stays with you.
She captures it all. So much complexity.
It's interesting how the film uses silence, too.
Those quiet moments, they speak volumes.
The unspoken trauma, the weight of it all.
Salles is a master of that, using silence as a tool.
It's such a contrast to the Brazil we usually see, you know?
The vibrant culture, the music,
But this film reminds us there's this darker side.
this history, these struggles that can't be ignored.
And that makes I'm Still Here even more important, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's not just entertainment, it's a reminder.
Of what happens when democracy is fragile.
The importance of confronting these difficult truths.
So we've said it a few times, turning point for Brazilian cinema.
But what does that really mean? What makes this film so significant?
Break it down for us.
Okay, so firstly, the international recognition, it's unprecedented.
Beyond the awards, even.
People are talking about this film, critics, audiences worldwide,
It's put Brazilian film on the map.
but also the way it tackles this sensitive period.
Dictatorship, yeah.
Few films have dared to do that, to really confront it.
And not in a simplistic way either.
No, I'm Still Here acknowledges the nuances,
The gray areas, the complexity.
the trauma, how it lingers on individuals, on society.
It's that nuanced approach that elevates it.
From just a historical drama to something more.
It's both moving and thought-provoking, you know.
Salles gets that. To engage with tough topics, you need the emotional connection.
Eunice's story becomes our way in.
We access the bigger picture through her experience.
And it creates empathy, even for those who don't know this history.
You step into her shoes, you feel what it was like.
So we've talked about the impact in Brazil, but globally,
I think it has the potential to change perceptions.
of Brazil itself.
Yes, it challenges stereotypes.
Offers a more complex view than we usually get.
It's not just about Brazil, though. It's about the power of film.
To transcend borders, to connect us,
Exactly. I'm Still Here is a bridge,
showing us shared experiences, sparking conversations.
leading to empathy, understanding,
So
hopefully.
pretty amazing what a single film can do.
I'm Still Here is a case study in that.
Impacting art, sparking dialogue, reminding us of the human spirit.
Powerful stuff.
So we've talked about the impact I'm Still Here is having, but what about the future? What does this mean for Brazilian cinema going forward?
It's a game changer, no doubt. It's shown that Brazilian films can break through.
Not just at festivals, but with wider audiences, too.
Exactly. Commercial success matters, and this film has both.
So what kind of ripple effects are we talking about?
Well, funding, for one. More resources for filmmakers to tell their stories.
So we could see even more ambitious projects coming out of Brazil.
Absolutely. And international collaborations, too, more partnerships.
Brazilian talent getting connected with a global network, a whole new wave of stories reaching a wider audience. That's exciting.
It's huge, and I think it might influence the types of stories being told, too.
How so?
Well, up to now, Brazilian cinema has been, appreciated, but
Not always on this scale.
I'm Still Here
Yeah.
proves that these stories, rooted in Brazilian culture.
Can have universal appeal.
Exactly. So maybe this inspires a new generation of filmmakers.
To explore their own heritage, knowing there's an audience for it. That's quite a legacy for one film.
It's like it's given permission to dream bigger.
And to reach further.
It all comes back to authentic storytelling,
Telling the stories that matter to you,
When it's personal, when it's real, it connects with people.
no matter where they're from.
I'm Still Here is a perfect example of that.
Specifically Brazilian, yet the themes, loss, resilience, truth.
They're universal. Everyone can relate to that.
And the technical side too, we can't forget that.
Oh, Salles is a master. The cinematography, the score, it all works.
Creates this immersive experience.
I'm Still Here has definitely raised the bar.
But with this recognition, could there also be challenges?
Well, there always are, especially when things change this quickly.
What kind of challenges are you thinking of?
The risk of losing that unique voice,
Yeah.
What makes Brazilian cinema special?
Trying to fit into a mold rather than staying true to themselves.
Exactly, but I think filmmakers are aware of that.
They'll want to keep their integrity while embracing the opportunities. It would be a shame to lose that distinct flavor.
Absolutely, part of what makes global cinema so rich.
So what advice would you give to young filmmakers in Brazil right now?
Stay true to your vision, tell the stories you're passionate about.
Don't be afraid to experiment, to push boundaries.
The world needs those fresh perspectives.
That's a great message, and it feels like such an exciting time for Brazilian cinema.
I'm Still Here is just the beginning.
Well, what a journey this deep dive has been. We started with this incredible film.
I'm Still Here.
Explored its emotional depth, its historical context.
The impact it's having what it means for the future.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
I've enjoyed it.
And to our listeners, we hope this has sparked your curiosity.
About Brazilian cinema, about this film in particular.
Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Keep exploring
Keep questioning.
and keep diving deep.